When Jack entered the movie, the balance of the movie started to shift a little bit. So you wanted to, play to your strengths. The Joker became a little bit more than he actually was in the earlier drafts, which is only smart. You make the changes. It's no different than a sports team making the adjustments at halftime or something like that.
To this day, I always took this performance more seriously than probably anybody in the world, because I looked at it that way. My early experience told me from working for an audience full of children, the more you scare them, the more they like it. The worse you are, the better, because that was my response to the Joker. I mean, after all, this is a hateful occurrence, this man, and if you looked at it literally, every kid loves this guy, I believe, and I particularly love just the name, Joker. It's fantastic.
The studio felt the marquee of Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson changed the nature of the film, and he recognized that, and they negotiated a very strong deal, especially in the back end, because it was a short schedule. It turned out not to be a short schedule, though. And because of his presence, and because of his performance, and because of the weight of his existence, really, he made an incredible, indelible imprint on that genre and on that film, and made a lot, I mean, a lot of money, and deservedly so.
Hi, I'm Vicki Vale.
Vicki Vale, yeah, photographer, Vogue, Cosmo, yeah. Listen, if you want me to pose nude, you're gonna need a long lens. Vicki Vale was originally Sean Young. It wasn't Kim Basinger. Kim had to come flying at the last second.
Sean Young was there. She was there for 4 or 5 weeks of pre-production, and Sean wanted to go and practice her horse riding, but she fell off, and we were about a week away from shooting.
Falling off that horse was something that just kind of, I couldn't hang on. I just couldn't hang on, and there's kind of a poetic symbolism about that. It's like, in a way, I look back at that particular time in my life and I go, wow, I wish I'd been able to hang on to that horse. I wish I'd been able to do that, because then the turning point in my particular career, I would have been able to stay on the film, I would have been in a big box office hit, I would have been able to go on to other big box office hits, I would have, and then that kind of domino effect would have occurred in my career. So that was the turning point in my career where that didn't happen.
Unfortunately, Sean Young had to be replaced, and at the time it was quite a panic, if you like, to recast her.
John Peters and myself, Tim Burton, huddled, got on the phone with Terry Semel at the studio, talked about several actresses. Kim was right at the top of the list.
Everyone got excited about Kim Basinger, and I think I had to be the one with Barbara Kalish faxing the script to Los Angeles all night, every page. This was in the 80s, so the fax thing was different.
I think it was much more a case of who is available tomorrow, who can fly to London tomorrow night, who is capable of doing this part. There was a lot of who's available, and it very quickly, there was you only got 3 or 4 people that could actually catch a plane in 2 days' time and come to England for 3 or 4 months, 5 months to make a movie and be somebody who they could put up on a marquee and say, this is Vicki Vale, and that's how Kim got it.
They called me and I found myself on a plane over to London. That's actually how quick it happened. I had no time to think. I just found myself walking onto a set, and I remember the first day I walked on this set, I said, this is not a movie. This is an experience. This is a phenomenon. This is just, I just knew in my heart this was going to be far more than just your average movie.
Kim luckily came in last minute, and it was kind of, I think probably a strange circumstance for her, because she's kind of like last minute thrown into this sort of boys club, all these guys, where's the girl, but she was great. I think she gave a really solid, you know, with this kind of material, somebody like that, her and Michael and the other actors that give it a grounding, you know, you're taking this sort of fantastic material, but trying to find a reality in it. And she was always trying to, you know, just find that real strong, simple reality. And I think it helps this kind of a film quite a lot.